Okay. Timestamp July 14th, 2025. It's about 10:20 a.m. Just walking Acorn. I'm currently standing in the gazebo type thing that my dad assembled so I could make sure I could see the screen right. It's bright out, but according to the weatherman and what I'm looking at and hearing, it is supposed to rain enthusiastically for a lot of today. Talked to my girl, was on the phone with her for about almost 3 hours. It was nice though, I hadn't talked to my girl in a couple days, not really. She didn't sleep well, got up late, so we're gonna try and get Janus tomorrow morning. Because the sick call basically at the place that we go to is between 7 and 9 a.m. So, that's got a tarp parked in the doorway here. I don't know why. Just that it's annoying and I don't like stepping on things when I don't know what might be underneath it. I'm not sure what this plant is. It's interesting. It's clearly something my dad planted on purpose. Got a couple things on the stones over here that he assembled. There's a lot of outdoor debris in general that we need to figure out, assess, clean up, but inside is the priority right now. Between the lanai ceiling and the bed bugs, that's kind of, it's priority 1 and 2. Both have their reasons to be of import. Okay, I'm not sure what he thinks he's chasing. Been reflecting on things from a political standpoint. I'm just gonna drop this off here. When the Epstein file situation came up several years ago now, there were some factoids that came out that were widely accepted as truth. One of the things, I don't think I mentioned this the other night in my rant. I apologize if it offended you. And if it offended you, why? It's always blistering hot before it pours. Hi, Acorn. How you doing? Something to consider. It was widely accepted that Trump was listed in there, and he was designated in the grand jury files and all that as Doe, as in John Doe 174. And we know that Prince Andrew is somewhere in the mix too, and if we assume that he's, because they most likely went sequential, right? If we assume that he's somewhere in between Doe 1 and 173, and that's assuming the orange guy is the end of the list, which he probably isn't, probability-wise. There are at least 172 other people other than the orange guy and Andrew who are wealthy and powerful. There are 172 others who are wealthy, powerful, connected, that probably would not want the information that Epstein possessed, knew, had recordings of, what have you, to become public. Because that's the kind of stuff that puts you in jail, ruins reputations. the general non-billionaire public may want this information out, but just consider this. There's at least 174, one would assume, mathing, wealthy, connected people who do not want this to see the light of day. Will it get leaked? I don't know. But I guarantee there's 174 families. It's usually, people are married, have siblings, parents, what have you. There's at least 174 connected people that would like to have a say in this. And yeah, they might get due process. That due process thing's always been an assumed guarantee, but lately not so much. Public opinion's pretty brutal, though. I don't know. I hear the rumblies. You ready? Okay. Doodle. My cat. Yeah, don't start climbing it. Don't claw up my... Look, I got some stools on the way because you guys are messing these up worse than my dad already had them. True story. I got a couple stools on order because what's there is already not in great shape. There you go. Put your cookie. I was just thinking about that, kind of doing the math last night. I'm like, somebody else had mentioned about Doe 174, and I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, wait a minute. They typically label people like, kind of sequential, like as they come up. And there could be my dude. Yeah. Here, have the other stool. There could be 500. There could be all the way up to Doe 743. But we can probably assume that there's at least 174. I'm guessing Prince Andrew is one of the others. There were some other names dropped too, but if we only know 5 or 6, that's still 160 plus. Of Hollywood elite, captains of industry, dukes, duchesses, dictators, senators, maybe, ex-secretaries. Yeah. Some people that definitely would not appreciate it getting out. So there's a little bit of resistance, I'm sure. And I think up until this point, because quite frankly, I'd be shocked if Bill Clinton weren't in there. I'd be shocked. Because I may like his politics, but I can't deny the fact he's a dirty old man. I would be stunned if Obama or Biden were mentioned in there, but Clinton, yeah. I don't know that W'd be in there, because I think he's kind of devoted to Laura, a family man. He doesn't strike me as, like a complete perv. So I do think there was an unspoken agreement between the two parties, because I think the heads of the parties know full well some of the names that are on there. And I think there was kind of an unspoken, or maybe even a spoken, agreement between the two parties of this can never see the light of day. It'll end your guy, it'll end our girl. Cannot. The people are hungry. And y'all made it clear that you had the information. I think right now they're trying to figure out how they can give us some kind of a sanitized and maybe even fabricated version of it. Because the orange guy already set the foundation for his next big lie. Which is, you don't need to see the file because it's all, bullshit that was made up by Obama and Biden and the Pope and Walt Disney, whatever. So that if he does release some kind of a bullshit fabrication and people go, this is a bullshit fabrication, he can sit back and go, I know, I told you. Can you believe it? That's what Obama came up with. But here's what I want you to remember if that does take place. It was not bullshit fabrications that put Maxwell in jail. Even if they provide some kind of smoke and mirrors answer that they can quickly dismiss as false, fraudulent, this is my suspicion. There was enough there to put Epstein's accomplice, junior accomplice, because Epstein was the head. There was enough to put her in jail and get her a stack of felonies. How much more so did he do? Because he's running it. There's a there. There's a there. And there's 174 plus people that don't want you to know about it. Anyway, my thoughts. I am going to attempt to get some of my stuff done. I got a lot of packages coming in. I got dishes to do. I'm feeling a little bit more energized now that I talked to my girl. It's motivating, She's working on projects at George. We got this. Anyway, I'm probably going to watch some really loud Doctor Who while I clean. Sounds pretty good. Having a wicked Peter Davison itch. Yeah. All right. Yes. Make it a great day.